All right, greetings, movie watchers. It's Friday again, which means more movies at the box office. So this particular weekend, which is the July 18th weekend, has two movies opening in competition. Well, when referring to our summer movie draft, and those two movies are The Smurfs, Rihanna as Smurfette, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, I Know What You Did Last Summer seems to be a continuation of the original story, even though it does parallel the exact same title of its originating movie. But we're going to see what this legacy sequel is all about, because that's the movie that I am currently on my way to see. I mean, I enjoyed the original two movies. I never really saw that third direct-to-DVD release. Apparently, it's not the best of that sort of thing, the direct-to-DVD sort of sales. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the first two movies. Never saw them in the theaters to begin with. They were always something I saw on DVD. Gather around friends as a weekend rental, bunch of horror movies for the weekend or whatever. Again, the movies were well done, well accepted at the time. It was quite the cast. Now, when we got talking about the Smurfs, another animated feature. Now, we did have the Neil Patrick Harris movies from a couple of years ago, which actually got two movies out of computer-generated characters moving around with live-action environments and whatnot. They altered the details of the characters a little bit, so they didn't quite look exactly like Smurfs. They made them look like a three-dimensional representation of what a 3D version of what a Smurf would look like. But these animated characters, which again are computer-generated, look a lot more loyal to the original design of the characters that everyone's come to love and know. And of course, the big advertisement being Rihanna doing the voice of Smurfette. Pretty much almost any sort of advertisement you see, it always tacks that little line onto it. Looks like it's going to be a cute little movie along the same like sort of animation style as like Puss in Boots and like artsy looking and all that. I mean, again, it's another family movie in a sea of family movies this year, so it's kind of hard. Again, everyone got trounced by Lilo and Stitch, and because everyone's now trying to catch up to Lilo and Stitch, because they got out of the gates first, they got the biggest box office as the first like big family movie to have been released this year, and everything after it has, well, the movies have been doing quite well. They are not doing the box office that Lilo and Stitch did. Whether it's a reflection of the movie's quality and itself is up to the viewer to decide that, but a movie like How to Train Your Dragon is a very well done movie and, again, has made quite a bit of money. But again, Lilo and Stitch is almost up to $1 billion since its release in May, and whereas it is a June release, How to Train Your Dragons is still in the theaters, it's still around $500 million box office with just under a month less in the theater. So it's kind of hard to tell, and you never know. But again, it's probably because it was first out there, first to get everyone, because there was no other family movies for everyone to see, so everyone went to see Lilo and Stitch. Like I said, it's almost $1 billion. Going off to see a movie that more than likely is not going to come close to $1 billion, but we're hoping that the legacy sequel does well. Some of the previous movies that have done this, like the Scream previous one, did really good box office. While the movie itself was all right, it still did pretty good box office. And in a summer of chock full of horror films, this is one that definitely is going to stand out, hopefully, because of its legacy. It didn't quite work out for 28 years later. While the movie itself was a good movie, box office has not reflected that very well. So here's hoping that the trend changes. We get a much younger audience. But then again, we're also looking at an older audience that's probably going to want to see this because of them seeing the original. So here we are at the movie theater. Got a couple minutes before we get to see the movie to start and see inside the theaters. Now, I'm not expecting to find any sort of like hook-oriented or like fisherman's hat sort of thing, but we do have tiny Smurf buckets, which are kind of cute with the little handles and all that. We got some plushies to go along with the Superman stuff. As I look over, looks like they have Smurf toppers for the kids' snacks as well. Figure Friday coming up. Already saw Superman. Probably get another week of this cup, but I wouldn't put it too much further past that. All right, I'm gonna have to turn this off because I can't remember which seat I'm in. Let's go. E8 to a semi full theater. All right. It's a post-credit scene, so stick around for that. It's all mid-post, so like after the opening. Filmed in New South Wales, Australia. There's your tax credits. Coming up to Canada to do your sound editing. All right, so that was I Know What You Did Last Summer, the definitely 30-year legacy sequel. Just going to go off at the very beginning and say Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love have much larger roles than just cameos. So what you see of them in the trailer, they actually are woven into the story a lot more than one would have expected from a legacy sequel. Like I mentioned earlier, I was a fan of the original movie. It was a very well reflection of its time, 1997, as this current movie puts the point home every single chance it gets. It was a good horror film. It was an okay movie. I didn't mind seeing it in the theater. Good thing is there was other people there reacting to the movie. Mind you, it wasn't a very rowdy crowd. Well, not until at least the end credits. I'm not going to do any spoilers here. The cast we are introduced to in this movie are two-dimensional characters. They're amalgamations of all sorts of characters that you find in these sorts of movies. The plot is very formulaic, to a point where it almost becomes predictable. There's an aha minute that, for myself, as a watcher of these types of movies, basically spells out the rest of the movie. There's a mid-credits scene that you should sit through. But all in all, it's not really a necessary theatrical watch. Again, it does work into the mythos that is the I Know What You Did Last Summer series. So it's a solid movie in that series. But on its own, it can't stand up. It relies way too much on nostalgia, and I don't think the audience is going to be there for it. It's too self-referential. Our new cast makes a lot of like meme references and whatnot. The kills are good. The gore is nice. It's not overly gory, but there are some really nice effects of the kills and whatnot. So it's actually kind of cool on that part. There's tons of people spouting exposition throughout this movie. And sometimes it's like, hey, remember we mentioned this at the beginning of the movie? Well, here it is, which was only like 15 minutes ago or something like that. And again, I don't regret having seen it. I was just hoping that it would have been a little more. Would have been nice to stretch out a bit of a more original sort of story, but still keep it in the universe. What they do doesn't seem like what they should have done. So that leaves us with Smurfs, with Rihanna as Smurfette, also opening this weekend. So that'll be those two big movies coming out this weekend to see who gets the biggest box office for the weekend. I don't see Superman not coming in first place again this week. I just don't think either of these movies will be strong enough to be able to do that. I'm even to go as far as their combined totals are not going to be able to equal what Superman makes in its second week. So that's what we got. And of course, with the week after's big opening movies, the Fantastic Four is also out. So there you go. So that's what I got to say about I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, was I expecting? It was all right to watch, but I don't think it's a full-price theatrical showing. Your cheap day tickets or a two movie deal at a drive-in, or wait until streaming. That's the sad thing about this. I think it's definitely if you haven't seen it, check it out as soon as it hits streaming, sort of thing, which is kind of difficult for me to say. So hey, hit my first it was all right movie this year, and that's where it is. So remember, no matter what, go see movies. Do yourself a favor, take yourself out, go to the movie theater. It's hot this summer. It's air conditioned in the theaters. You're going to have a fun time. You're also going to show those who make the movies that they're still going to make money by putting movies in theaters because people are going to the theaters to see the movies. And that's basically all it is. Are they all going to be hits? No, they're not. That's impossible for every movie to be a hit. Part of it is to be entertained. And if you're entertained, in my book, that's good enough. So that's it for the movie this week, for the in-car review. And until next time, see you at the box office.